Hey everybody, welcome back to our build that's high performance, custom DIY, which I normally am, you could get mixed bag. We're doing it because we want to get a very high level of quality.
And we almost finished our lights.
That's what this video is about. Enough with the mumbo jumbo. Let's talk about what we're here to look at, which is tape light. As you can tell, my family is in the room here with me. We've been trying to eat lunch and stuff like that. LEDs are awesome because they're very energy efficient. They take almost no...
Emma,
I need you to be quiet, okay?
Hey, Emma, go sit down.
Wait, can we do that in the video?
Okay, so LEDs are very energy efficient. They take almost no power, which is nice. They also create almost no heat, which is also very important when you're trying to control the heating and cooling in a house like this. You can do amazing things with them, like this. This was made in a factory. If you want something that is off the shelf beautiful, then Kichler, who is all of the lighting in this house is Kichler lighting. We wanted to go with systems. We always try to choose systems. They have that. But we also wanted to do like layers was one of the things that we talked about, which we're gonna talk about more in the full light video for this house. But right now, all we're talking about is the customization of light bars, essentially, is what you're making. If you are going to just stick it under a countertop, so countertop lighting, stick it up under the cabinets or underneath a cabinet for a nightlight, which is something that we have in our master bathroom, then it's very easy. The LED tape light has an adhesive strip on the back that you just simply expose the stickiness and you peel off the backing, and now you have the ability to just literally stick it anywhere you want. That's simple. This part is not simple. This is why it's taken me all day. LED tape is one thing, but the channels are something else. What we wanted here was to be able to angle the light at a 45-degree angle so that it bounces off this beautiful cooking surface. And it looks like this. Now, go ahead. Just one. There you go. All right, cool. So what you have here is a channel that's a 45-degree channel. It looks like this when it comes out of the bag. Okay, so it sits up in the corner and it's gonna angle the light. The light is adhered. You still use that adhesive strip on the back there. But what you have now is several different ingredients that make it a little bit more difficult, and that's what I wanted to make sure that people had access to. So when you come out of the wall, I don't know how professionals who do this all the time would do this, but I had my electricians stub out little wires for me to be able to use. This is like 18 gauge. So it's coming out of the wall. I need to figure out a way to get it on there, which is what my little tiny soldering set here is for. This is a $75 soldering set. I'm really happy that it has so many of these things. This is something that people on the reviews on the site were making fun of, is that it's just got 4 little arms on it. Honestly, used all of them today. So everything is this tiny when you're working with this stuff. You need little tiny pliers and you need little tiny, everything. You're obviously working with your safety gear. If you're doing electrical work, you need one of these, voltage detector. Yes. Because I'm mounting these clips up under here to this custom shelf, which my father built out of a tree that was in Grace's backyard when she was growing up. Anyway, you're gonna have to have several different things. You're gonna need a right angle bit converter. Basically, it's a 90-degree thing so that I can have I can't get my drill up in there. And if you're gonna do that, you also need now a drill bit that can fit in there. That's not a normal stock thing that you're gonna have in your toolkit either. So these are both kind of like things that I had to, there's a little muscling it up, but getting the channel to go up and in there was the bigger deal. So after I soldered the beginning to make sure that we had power coming along here, we've got here, you can see the channel has a lens on it, and it makes it a softer look. Still very nice, and you can still see each and every one of these bulbs, or the diodes, excuse me, but here you can see it's much, much brighter, and this stuff is literally tape. This is what it looks like. So this is what it looks like without the lens on it. You can see it's a little bit brighter. The color quality is a little bit different, and also I see the very harsh every single little pinpoint, which I'm not a big fan of. So I like that the channel gives me the ability to do the lens on top. since I will be able to, when I'm sitting at that table over there, look over here and literally see the direct light. The indirect lighting is cool, but if you're gonna get this thing directly in your eyes, you want these other components. One more minute, baby. So the tape light comes in these 2-inch sections. This is Kichler stuff. I imagine everybody's is kind of like this. So it's probably a universal kind of a thing, but we've got the color temperature marked here. We're at 3000 K, and we're at standard, not high output, because we didn't need high output for this. When you cut these, you just do it simply with a pair of scissors. You have this in your house already. You find the little joints. Here's one right here, and it's got a dotted line, and you would just make the cut right along that dotted line there. One thing that you want to be careful of is not to cut along that kind of a thing. So that's where these come in, I guess, maybe 1.5 or 2 foot sections. And this is where at the factory, they took a 2 foot section and soldered it together already. I wouldn't probably want to use this because I can't use then the little connectors, which I needed. I thought I was going to be able to like run this in one continuous strip, the tape uninterrupted all the way back here. But it turned out that I really needed these. These are just little 2-inch connectors, and you open up the end. And it's got these little pins in there. And what happens is the tape slips in and then goes under these 2 guys. So it ends up looking like that, and you get an actual electrical connection there. And then you close it. So the thing that was the interesting part for me is that these do not fit. I hope you like the musical accompaniment. Hey, Nanette, give me 1 more minute here. These do not fit into this channel. So if you want everything to look as seamless as possible and not look like a DIY project, then you need to be able to do some surgery. So as you can see, I had to kind of like really cut into this thing. I used a multi-tool to cut both the flanges here, which you can see they start to continue there, and also the back of this, because when I put this in here, I'm gonna need to not only have that sit there after I put the tape in it, but also I'm gonna need to go like this, because I'm gonna butt this right up against the wall. Then I need to go back and around this little shelf support that you can see right here. And that was something that's totally necessary for the shelf. So this is why custom building takes longer than just give me what you got. If you want it the way you want it, it takes a little bit of time. So once this is all cut in there, then what we did is I had to muscle the thing up in. So in order to get this up and in there, this is fastened in place. You can kind of get it there, and then the idea is that it's that easy. It is not that easy in real life. Once this little plastic clip is attached to something, I found that it was incredibly difficult. I was literally using all my strength just to get my fingertips to make this thing go. So I don't know if there is really a trick to this, but I will say that if you have a hard time, then what I did is you got the shape is like that. Can you see how that?
Yep.
So you've got one big claw and one little tiny claw. If you get the channel put into the big claw, and then you have a hard time getting it to seat because, for example, you're going into a shelf and every time you push up on this, it pushes up on the whole shelf. Then what you could do is put a piece of plywood right here, some little thing that's just gonna be hard enough but also soft enough not to dent this. Then hit it with a mallet or a hammer and it'll pop it right in. But you kind of want, the direction needs to be that direction, not up and in. So that's why I wanted to make this video, is because I was like desperately searching YouTube for somebody to tell me something about what the trick is with this thing. So anyway, it is a little bit muscly, but once you get all this stuff in, obviously it looks really nice, and I'm not gonna have to change this out because LEDs last like 50,000 hours. And I think that they only say that because they're not allowed to say 100,000. So please do stay tuned for our whole Kichler lighting tour, because honestly, the lighting in this house is one of my favorite things about it. If you want to learn other things about what we've done here, there's a whole big playlist with over 100 videos. You can see my children running around in the background on most of them. Please do comment if you have other things to add about tape light. If you have any tips for the pros out there who install this all day long every day, I don't know where you are, but I know you're out there. This stuff is going to become more common. So comment if you have anything to add, like and subscribe. Tune in next time.